Hi everyone. Most of us know what to do if we need to stop in an emergency, and this generally involves just stopping as quickly as we can, and there's no real need to pay attention to what's going on behind. You're not going to run a kid over for anything that's behind you. But what do you do if it's an animal? Let's have a look. So what's your first thought on that clip? So we've got the Volkswagen Transporter that's slowed down for this Pigeon. Now the road itself was a 50 miles an hour limit, and honestly we've got pretty poor visual conditions. We couldn't see much because of the sun. Was that the right thing to do? Let's have a look. As I've just said, 50 miles an hour limit with limited visibility because of the sun, but there's no one in front of this Volkswagen Transporter. It's also very difficult to actually decide who hit the Pigeon. If you watch closely, you can actually see feathers before the Volkswagen comes to a stop. So the Pigeon may have even been clipped by one of the oncoming vehicles first. But honestly, the Volkswagen Transporter did their slowing at the wrong time. If you have a situation like this, try not to leave your braking to the last moment. Try and slow much earlier, warning any vehicles behind you much earlier that there's a problem, and that then may even leave you a chance to beep your horn and maybe warn the Pigeon. The abrupt stop was the main factor in what made this incident dangerous. I'd like to say a big thanks to Matt for sending this clip in, but unfortunately Matt, we're going to have a look to see whether you could have done anything a little bit better. We've obviously got the same conditions and the same speed limit for Matt. But let's have a little think whether he could have done something a little different. And it actually starts from this section of the clip. He is slightly catching the Volkswagen in front. For me, that shouldn't happen. Don't forget everyone, the effect of the Dashcam. It's actually a lot closer to the Volkswagen than the Dashcam makes out. But I don't actually think Matt reacts as soon as he can. However, this save was epic. So unfortunately, there was a little damage to Matt's car. It was the offside wing mirror that clipped the rear tail light of the van, and there was some damage to the actual casing, which you can actually see on the clip on the floor, and the van actually runs over this casing. So glad that no big damage was done, but if the impact was an insurance situation, who would be held responsible for this? What do you think? Let us know what you think in the comments. I'm going to leave that one to everyone watching to fight over that. I'd like to again say a big thanks to all my viewers and subscribers who have sent me clips. Please continue to do so in the normal ways. I think you'll all agree a bigger variety of clips helps us experience these situations where normally we wouldn't do. I would also like to add that although the Pigeon was struck by the Volkswagen, it did look as though it trundled off. Now, I can't guarantee that that Pigeon unfortunately survived. I don't honestly know, but it did look as though it might have got through this incident, luckily. But actually hitting an animal, if it's any bigger than a pigeon, may very well cause some decent damage to your car. I remember my sister years ago hitting a pheasant and it broke one of her headlights. Someone else in my wife's family actually hit a deer and wrote his mum's Saab off. So it's a serious issue, hitting animals. And although I'm a big animal lover, what we've also got to remember is that hitting an animal, what you need to do is check behind and make sure you understand what's following. Because if this incident had happened to the Volkswagen stopping for a pigeon and there was 40-ton worth of articulated lorry behind, honestly, this could have been utterly different. So if there are any animals, just check first. Have a look to see what's going on around and then decide on what's to do. But it's difficult. I do understand that. It's an instinct, it's a reaction. But in this instant, for me, it was the wrong one. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. I hope to see you all soon.